let me sort of walk you through the stories of what a lot of billion-dollar apps have done and how actually they're not remarkable people. They're not crazy, different people, dissimilar to you and me, but actually how those journeys really make sense the more that you know about them.
Tell me about the moment you thought of Summly, which for viewers who don't know it, it basically aggregates news stories down to 400 words in a simple way that people, especially young people, can understand it. My kids all use it and love it, for example. When did you have the germ of the idea?
So it was about 2 years ago when I was 15. I was revising for some history exams in the UK, and I was using Google and these search engines, and there's all this information. So I thought if you could provide like a summary of the content, it would help you decide what you want to read. And so I ended up building this algorithm, this technology, working with people like the Stanford Research Institute, where you can take any long-form content and automatically summarize it into paragraphs. And that's what we're excited to do at Yahoo now.
What is amazing is he's at the age of 15, a Hong Kong billionaire, Li Ka-shing, invested $300,000 into that. He was then followed by Ashton Kutcher, Yoko Ono, Stephen Fry, and so on. Lady Gaga's business manager, all investing in a kid. What was it about you, do you think, that they liked?
Fundamentally, I think it came down to the idea, and it's like the big play of the idea. So obviously a lot of younger, as you say, the younger generation, they're consuming content on the mobile phone, and this technology has the power to change the way people consume content. And so I think they backed the idea, and yes, because I'm young, that helped it.
We look at all of the cities and the hundreds of millions or billions of people that live in cities around the world, and we know that the transportation systems there are just not, they're not serving everybody's needs. I mean, even here in New York with a great mass transit system, there's still 2.5 million cars going over those bridges every day. And so we just believe we can help the city do better. I guess most successful entrepreneurs are not waiting
for it to come to them,
for success and not waiting for progress. We are generally a little bit forward-leaning when it comes to trying to make progress happen.
Before we get to your age, because that's a pretty exciting thing to talk about, tell us about Flog.
Yeah, well, basically, Flog is a fun, easy way to buy and sell with your friends and their friends. We're particularly targeting teenagers and trying to create a safe place for them to buy and sell.
How does it work? You take pictures of whatever you want to sell and send it to your friends?
Yeah, basically, you're only seeing items and browsing items from your friends and their friends. And you can easily upload an image with like 4 simple steps. You just take a photo, add a title, description, and price.
And how do you actually make the transaction, the payment?
Yeah, so as teens, most teens won't have debit cards or credit cards. It's all cash-based transactions.
All cash-based, so you have to meet up with your friend and swap with them. What gave you this idea?
Well, I basically kept seeing my friends were using these location-based Facebook groups to buy and sell because they were all trustworthy, and it wasn't like Craigslist or eBay where they were, you know, meeting with random strangers. There was more people they know.
On an app side, you can't have a partner like a Walmart to go off and market it and get the name out.
That was the hardest part. Walmart is much more difficult to deal with than the iTunes store.
Oh yeah, I get that. But getting visibility in the iTunes store.
Correct.
It's like being in the back shelf at Walmart. If you have no visibility, no one's going to see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, and that's the trick.
Content, 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 content. I think you need to put up, so let's say you're putting out a fitness app or a productivity app for time management. You then need to create timemanagement.com, which is not available, but dailytimemanagement.com or something, and putting out content around the genre. You need to create a content portal on Medium or your own blog or on Rebel Mouse, which I believe in, clearly, link it up. And you need to basically create content to get like-minded people in that are, you know, you come out with Fitness Daily and yours is a fitness utility app, and then boom, you've got this audience, and then when the app comes out, you pound them with it and it comes out. You need to gather people in a place that are like-minded or most likely to use the app, and then when the time's right, shout to them. Jabbing and then right hooking.
Obviously content's really important to our business, and it's really one part of sort of the 3 businesses that comprise Snapchat. So if we take a step back and we look at what Snapchat is, it all starts with the camera. We have this really great, basically capture product, and we've worked really hard to evolve that. So it started with just a photo, just a snap. It evolved into video. We made this really simple mechanism where you can just press and hold on the screen and it'll start recording a video. And there are all sorts of editing tools too. So you can, you know, add text and make it crazy colors, you know, add filters based on where you are. So we worked really hard to evolve the camera, and then kind of to the left of the camera screen, really the app is kind of just 3 screens, there's a communications business. And so that has chat and video calling, and obviously snaps, being able to send pictures and videos back and forth. And kind of the most recent addition, something we've focused a lot on the last year, to your point, is our content business. And that's to the right of the camera. And that's really comprised of stories, live stories, and most recently our Discover service. So we've worked really hard with Discover in particular to introduce an editorial perspective to what was otherwise really the people's perspectives. And we added that editorial balance.
What does your game do? Just
It's
15
basically
seconds?
a little runner game, right? You tap the screen. And here's how I'm baking in marketing. The guy in the very back can see what the game is. So basically, you see somebody on the bus, you can see from the back of the bus, wow, it looks like a fun game.
So the game is there's a line and there's a ball. It's going across. You tap it. The ball jumps so it doesn't fall down the hole. It hits the next line. It's going. There's a gap. You jump the ball again, and that's the entire thing.
That's the entire thing. It's not a role-playing game. There's no story. There's no character. Because of my experience, I have 10 years experience in video production and storytelling, I can easily add a few layers of icing. So that's actually helping me in the sense of adding a little panache to every marketing asset. So I use this like 100-foot marketing tactic that if somebody sees the game, they can see what it is and ask what it is. Within the app marketplace, go back one, you can see this one up here. You can tell it's a game, and you can basically see that's what the game is from that. And now you're looking on the page. You can't tell what any of those apps are. They look, what the heck? A face, a square, a W. Ooh, how do you play W? It may be the best app in the world, but I'm a marketer, not an app developer. I'm not married to the experience. I like to, bottom line, it has to be fun, but I'm not married to what's inside the app. I have to get people to the app.
If you want to get in there and become a top app, you either have to create something brand new or you have to move one of these 30-odd apps out of the way. Because you're not going to add to the amount of time that people spend on this because they're already spending 18 hours a day, awake. They're already spending X proportion of that online and in apps. But what does all this say? All this really means you have to build something amazing that people actively want to use. If you build something that is like a Me Too app, that's another WhatsApp, that's another Snapchat, people are not going to use it. So don't bother doing that. Don't waste your own time, right? Think about doing something novel.